This is the Numarine 37XP. The market for yachts in this size range, and especially explorer yachts, is very competitive. So when a shipyard sells 15 of these, they must be doing something right, something very right. We flew over to Istanbul to take a look at hull number 8 of the series. It's just a few days before they deliver this yacht. It's a busy time in the shipyard. There's still a few workers on board, and you'll see a few things still under protected cover. But it was well worth the trip to understand just what it is that makes this such a very popular model of yacht. But first of all, here are a few technical details about this model that you'll be interested to hear. At 37.15 metres, she is the largest in the Numarine fleet for now. She has an impressive beam of 8 metres, a draft of 2.5 metres, and her two 800 horsepower MAN engines will bring her to a maximum speed of 14 knots and a cruising speed of 12 knots. At 8 knots, she has an impressive 6,000 nautical mile range, and that from fuel tanks with a 51,000 litre capacity. An interesting feature that the captain pointed out to me is this fitting on the shafts, called an anti-vibration thrust bearing. It's an expensive piece of kit, but Numarine pride themselves on their attention to noise and vibration, and this will certainly make for very silent and smooth cruising. All of the Numarines that I have filmed though have particularly impressed me for the volume and the deck space, and the 37 is possibly the greatest example of this. We'll start on the main deck, where a sun pad is cleverly connected to the seating area of a dining table for maximisation of space. As befits a yacht of this stature, a bar is also incorporated into the design so that welcoming drinks can be served when you arrive on board. Inside the main lounge, and you'll really get an idea of the space that's available. I'd remind you that each yacht in this range can have interior design choices from the owner, and the choices made on this particular model accentuate the proportions of the interior, that in turn are illuminated by a feature that is most certainly not custom: these huge side windows. The layout of this deck is fairly traditional, with a door to port leading to a well-proportioned galley, whilst on the starboard side we have access to a lobby area. Hull number 1 of the series actually had a gymnasium in this area. Some people would no doubt find that option attractive, but I personally prefer the open space here, a small desk and a dayhead. The master stateroom is full beam, and I would imagine that any owner would be delighted with this. Plenty of storage and wardrobe space, huge windows to enjoy the view from, and his and hers ensuite bathrooms with an interconnecting shower. Moving aft and down the stairs, we come to the guest accommodation, and here it is far from a traditional layout. Numarine have a number of options for the layout of this model of yacht, and this vessel has 2 double staterooms, each one with sizable bathrooms. Two more double staterooms, a large laundry room with 2 large washers and dryers. This room has its own head, and at a pinch could act as an extra crew cabin. It does in fact connect to the crew quarters, making for very easy access for the crew to do the guests' laundry and keep guest areas clean and tidy. Beyond that, there are an additional 3 crew cabins and a crew mess. To see the captain's cabin, we have to move all the way up to the bridge deck, where there is the bridge, of course, and connected to the bridge is the captain's quarters. This is the first Numarine 37XP to have been built with a sky lounge here. Every other one has opted to position the owner's stateroom behind the bridge, which makes for a lot of cabins on the yacht. At the moment you can see that it is somewhat of a blank canvas for the owner to put their own stamp on with works of art, rugs and other items of personal taste. But just look at the amount of deck space available behind that sky lounge. It's huge. You can put a really large tender up here, jet skis. You have a 3,000 kilogram crane to be able to lift and launch any toys that you put here, leaving this lovely open space for cocktail parties, for sunbathing, for dancing. Such a versatile area. But that's not all, because up these steps we get to the sun deck, which I think is probably the area that people will spend most of their time on the yacht. Behind this beautiful bar area, we have a good-sized jacuzzi tub, and honestly, it just sets your mind dreaming to being in far-flung locations with a cocktail here, the jacuzzi full, maybe your children splashing around in there, and then afterwards they can come along here, lovely dining area, big proper grill to be able to enjoy barbecues on board. It's everything anybody could ever wish for, and it even has a helm station neatly hidden away at the forward end. Forward, on the bow, Numarine have created a beautiful relaxation area. Whilst at the stern, there is this wonderful beach club, a perfect spot for enjoying some peaceful relaxation close to the water and close to nature. This beach club, that potential for a huge tender on the upper deck, the amount of natural sunlight that floods into the yacht, the quantity and the size of those cabins. The Numarine 37XP really does have a lot going for it, and it's no particular mystery that they've sold so many of them. It's very likely that this particular yacht will be at the Cannes Yachting Festival in September this year. I'll be there too. The Northrop & Johnson team will be there too, and we'll have a presence on the Numarine stand. So if you want to know more about this yacht, about the model, or about any of the Numarine models, do let us know. We'd love to help.